humanity's return to the moon. For over 50 years, the moon has stood as a silent witness to human exploration. Since the Apollo missions ended in 1972, no astronaut has set foot on its dusty surface. Now, NASA's Artemis program is preparing to change that. Central to this ambitious return is SpaceX's Starship, a towering next-generation spacecraft designed to not only land astronauts on the moon, but also lay the foundation for a permanent lunar presence. This script dives deep into how SpaceX's Starship is shaping the Artemis missions and building the groundwork for a moon base that could one day lead us to Mars. Artemis, the gateway to a lunar future. NASA's Artemis program aims to land the first woman and the next man on the moon. But Artemis is not just about flags and footprints. It's about sustainability. Artemis I tested the Space Launch System (SLS) and Orion spacecraft in an uncrewed mission around the moon. Artemis II will fly astronauts around the moon, and Artemis III will land them near the lunar South Pole. Unlike Apollo, Artemis is designed to stay. The South Pole is rich in water ice, which can be turned into drinking water, breathable oxygen, and even rocket fuel. To unlock these resources, NASA needs partners, and this is where SpaceX comes in with Starship. Starship, the lunar lander of Artemis. In April 2021, NASA awarded SpaceX a $2.9 billion contract to develop a lunar-optimized version of Starship called the Human Landing System, HLS. This Starship variant is different from the fully reusable one designed for Earth-to-Mars travel. No heat shield. Since it won't re-enter Earth's atmosphere, the lunar Starship won't need thermal protection. No large fins. The aerodynamic flaps of Starship are unnecessary on the airless moon. Massive crew cabin. With its 50-meter height and spacious design, it offers astronauts far more room than Apollo's cramped lunar module. Elevator system. Because the crew cabin sits high above the surface, a giant elevator will lower astronauts and cargo to the lunar ground. This lunar Starship will ferry astronauts from the Orion spacecraft, stationed in lunar orbit, down to the moon's surface. The challenge of refueling Starship in orbit. To reach the moon, Starship must be refueled in space, a technological feat never attempted before at such scale. Here's how it will work. Tanker Starships will launch from Earth carrying liquid methane and liquid oxygen. These tankers will rendezvous with the lunar Starship in Earth orbit. Through a complex transfer system, fuel will be moved between ships until Starship has enough propellant to continue its journey. NASA and SpaceX are working to demonstrate this refueling system in the coming years, as it is absolutely critical for Starship's role in Artemis. Artemis III, Starship's first lunar test. During Artemis III, scheduled for the late 2020s, astronauts aboard the Orion spacecraft will travel from Earth to lunar orbit using the SLS rocket. Once in orbit, Orion will dock with Starship HLS. The crew will transfer into Starship and descend to the moon's South Pole. For the first time, astronauts will explore permanently shadowed craters that may hold water ice. This mission will not only test Starship's capabilities but also pave the way for longer duration stays. Building a lunar base, Starship as the workhorse. Beyond Artemis III, Starship could become the backbone of a lunar settlement. Its massive cargo capacity allows it to deliver heavy equipment, habitats, rovers, and even nuclear power sources. Unlike Apollo, where each mission brought back only small amounts of moon rocks, Starship could bring tens of tons of material both to and from the moon. Imagine Starship landing solar arrays, inflatable living modules, mining equipment, and life support systems. Over time, multiple Starships could construct a sustainable moon base near the South Pole, powered by both solar energy and potentially in situ resources like hydrogen and oxygen. The role of the Lunar Gateway. NASA also plans to build a small space station orbiting the moon, known as the Lunar Gateway. It will serve as a hub for crew transfers, science experiments, and resupply missions. Starship HLS will dock with Gateway before transporting astronauts to the moon. This modular approach ensures that the Artemis program is flexible, international, and sustainable. International partnerships and Starship's influence. The Artemis Accords have brought together over 30 nations committed to peaceful exploration of space. SpaceX's Starship not only serves NASA's goals, but also symbolizes a broader international effort to return to the moon. Countries like Japan, Canada, and the European Union are contributing hardware and expertise. With Starship's enormous payload capacity, it could one day carry international lunar habitats, science labs, and even rovers built by partner nations, preparing for Mars, the Moon as a testbed. For Elon Musk and SpaceX, the Moon is not the final destination. It's a proving ground for Mars. Many of the technologies required for Mars settlement, closed-loop life support, surface habitats, resource extraction, and in-situ fuel production can first be tested on the Moon. If humanity can build a functioning lunar base using Starship, we will be one step closer to building a city on Mars. Challenges ahead. While the vision is inspiring, the road is filled with challenges. Space refueling. Perfecting cryogenic fuel transfer in orbit is critical. Dust hazards. Lunar dust is sharp and abrasive. Starship's powerful engines could cause dangerous debris during landing. Crew safety. Designing a safe elevator system for astronauts on such a massive lander is complex. Cost and timeline. Artemis missions have already faced delays, and Starship's readiness remains uncertain. Yet, SpaceX has shown remarkable resilience, often solving engineering challenges once thought impossible. The bigger picture. Humanity becomes multiplanetary. The Artemis program with Starship at its core is not just about visiting the Moon. It's about humanity taking its first steps toward becoming a multiplanetary species. By combining NASA's vision with SpaceX's engineering innovation, we are entering a new era of exploration. The Moon will no longer be a distant symbol. It will be our foothold in the cosmos. Conclusion: Starship and the new lunar age. SpaceX's Starship is more than a rocket. It's the enabler of a future where humans live and work beyond Earth. In the Artemis missions, Starship will play the critical role of ferrying astronauts to the Moon's surface, transporting infrastructure for a permanent base, and preparing us for interplanetary journeys. 50 years after Apollo, the torch of exploration is being passed to Artemis and Starship. If successful, this partnership could redefine humanity's place in the universe and mark the beginning of our next great adventure, building a new home among the stars. Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.